With timeless songs like Deja Vu, Do You Know the Way to San Jose, Walk On By, and That's What Friends Are For, and having sold over 100 million records since her debut 58 years ago, there is no doubt that Dionne Warwick has solidified her place in music history. I'm Aaron Belcher, and I'll be your guide on this brief journey through the career of the iconic Dionne Warwick. Today, we will examine Dionne's early career in the 1960s and 70s, her work and impact on the AIDS epidemic of the 1980s, and Dionne's career today. At the end of my talk, I will open the floor for questions. With that, let's begin. Dionne's solo career began in 1962 as a background singer for the group The Drifters. According to the website thehistorymakers.org, that was when music writer and producer Burt Bacharach discovered her dynamic voice and signed her to a recording contract. The first single that Warwick released with Bacharach, Don't Make Me Over, was a phenomenal hit and was the start of a long-lasting musical career. Over the next 6 years, Warwick's popularity would grow, and in 1968, Warwick became the first African-American solo female to win a Grammy for the hit song, Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Warwick would receive her second Grammy for the hit song, I'll Never Fall in Love Again in 1970. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, Dionne Warwick was a notable guest star on many popular television shows of the day, including The Ed Sullivan Show, The Captain and Tennille, The Rockford Files, The Merv Griffin Show, Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, and many more. Dionne's popularity grew in the 1980s. She would go on to host her own shows, including the music hit Solid Gold, and her own talk show, Dionne and Friends. It was also in the 1980s when Dionne became known as a social activist and somewhat of a political figure. Her 1985 song, That's What Friends Are For, which featured Warwick, Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder, and Elton John, would not only go on to sell millions of albums, but would become the anthem for fighting the AIDS epidemic of the decade. Warwick gives credit to the late actress Elizabeth Taylor for the idea of donating the proceeds from That's What Friends Are For to AMFAR. AMFAR is the American Foundation for AIDS Research. In a May 2019 People magazine article, Warwick states Elizabeth felt the song could be an anthem to help get the point across about the need for help and to also get AMFAR up and running. The song raised an estimated $3 million for the organization. It was in 1986 that activism reached a global level, as Warwick served as the U.S. Ambassador of Health under Presidents Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush. Warwick to this day is still a staunch advocate for AIDS public awareness and treatment. In the 2000s, Warwick's popularity never waned. She has appeared on NBC's reality program The Celebrity Apprentice and on Fox's American Idol, and a documentary on her life was produced for PBS. Today, Dionne is currently touring the U.S. with other R&B icons Denise Williams and Peabo Bryson, and she is performing solo shows at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. At the age of 78, when most are ready to retire, Dionne shows no signs of slowing down. She just recently released her latest single, She's Back. And for my opinion, not only is she back, she is here to stay. I'll open the floor now for any questions from the audience. Hearing none, I want to thank you for your time, and thank you for watching at home.